Hi, Kristen. This is Manny from Do Son out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know me. Just like I do all my other customers that I ship, uh, I will make a quick video to kind of walk you through the steps of assembling your chair. So I'll walk you through maintenance, the step-by-steps on the assembly process, and I'll also talk to you about just the chair in general. So this, of course, is the Matt Tribute chair. It was fun to work with you, talk to you about Matt, and get to learn a little bit more about him and kind of understand and see a little bit of his art. So, as I showed you in the pictures before, I laser engraved the "I love you so much" right on the bottom. It's in his handwriting, so it was kind of fun. I taped the top and then color filled it with black, so that was kind of fun to do. So we still maintain his actual signature and just made it a little bit darker right on the front of the board, so that was kind of fun. And then on the second one, the Happy Mother's Day again in his handwriting, and the front board I thought had the arm had some character because there was a knot. So you can't maybe see it in the video, but you'll definitely see where he signed it. It happens to be on the knot, so that was kind of a fun little unexpected thing that you get with wood. So that's always fun for me. And I really enjoyed his artwork in the back. Again, it's engraved maybe about a 16th of an inch into the back, and then just looking at his artwork, just try to color fill it and keep it close to what the kind of the rainbow effect that he had going on. So I hope you like it. The one thing, here's some talking points when you get asked about it. I routed both edges of each board. There's 6 slats that make up the back. And if you notice, and you'll see it when you see it in person, but between each slat, it's routed on both sides, with the exception of where the art ends. So I just kept that intact so that way I wouldn't disturb the flow of the artwork, and just kept it all intact, and I just routed around edges. So it does nothing to the back other than it just looks nice, and it gives it a nice straight edge, just like the seat. It almost looks deceiving like it's pinstripe, but what it is the boards are all stained first, and then I take it to the router and I peel off the edge as I'm giving it a 1/4 inch round for, of course, smoothness, because you're going to be sitting on it. You want it to be smooth. So that was kind of fun. It's called red Sedona red stain, and the thing I might recommend is probably once a year. Knowing the hot Texas sun, you may want to just stain it once a year. You can try to keep it off the edges because it's clear, but if you don't, that's fine. But that'll protect the wood even further. And then, of course, I brand my logo, Do Wood Son, and then your last name engraved and color filled, and then your Corpus Christi heart, which is awesome. I did the same engraving and then just filled in the outline of Texas. So it was super cool. Anyway, here is the chair. In a few minutes, I will pause it and kind of take it apart and then walk you through the pieces should you need to take it apart and I don't know, take it to take it apart and assemble it down the road. But pretty straightforward. The that's the way it looks like. And then with the back, I wound up using the red Sedona red to stain the back. And on cedar, in case you didn't know, it's always rough on the back side and then smooth on the front side. But that's just cedar. And this is what your chair looks like. I will again pause it and kind of walk you through the steps on assembling this chair. But before I do, let me just give you a quick snapshot of what the makeup is going to look like. It's pretty straightforward. So you're going to have your two 2x6s. This is the seat base, right? The two 2x6s, one on each side, and underneath I will have it labeled underneath. I'm sorry, on the right side, 1 through 7. The seat slots 1 through 7. I'll have it right and left. And then there's a spacer, there's a 2x6 spacer that goes in between the legs or the seats. And there's a 1-inch gap where the back, which is all intact, right? We won't have to put that together, slips right in. You're not going to be able to see it in the video, but I'll have marked here and up here where to align this, because when we're putting on the back brace to the back legs are the only ones that have that angle. We don't want to go all the way to the top, because if you do, you're going to bump up the arm and it's not going to sit even, if that makes sense. But anyway, the front legs go on next after your seat, and they're again numbered 1 through 7. Right leg, 3/16 or 3/8, 3.5 inch bolts. You'll need a 9/16 ratchet and a rubber mallet's preferred to pound those in. And then legs, the bolts go on the outside, and on the front, on the back legs, the back legs go inside, and the bolts always go from outside in. And by the way, when you're doing your bolts, always finger tight them at first, but it goes lag bolt, washer, lock nut, nut, always, and then a 9/16. So let's see, last track where I was at. But the point is, the seat goes first. That's on a flat surface, right? Your seat slats 1 through 7. All the holes are pre-drilled, so all you're going to do is with a torque screw or bit, you're just going to screw it to the top and keep it flush to the top to make it nice. 1 through 7. Then the second part, after your seats are done, then it's going to be the front legs, right, on the outside, right, and then left, right, left, back legs. That goes in between the back brace. The back brace is 22.5 inches. Again, look for the markings. So those go on, front legs, back legs, after your seat. Then the fourth thing that goes on are your arms. You start with the back. That always gets screwed from the top down. And these are, again, countersunk, so you want to go slow, but they're countersunk for a reason. Try to use the same holes. And then on the top, from the top down, what I didn't do, because I knew I was going to take this apart, is it's deep enough that we have to go at least 1/4 of an inch deep. You'll get sawdust in your bag, and fill that with sawdust after you screw it all the way in as far as it could go. Then the wood plug goes in after that. So the wood plugs do not get added to the back, only the front 2. So you got 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and then you're also going to have 2 wood plugs after these get screwed in all the way as deep as you can. Fill it in with sawdust, and then the wood plug goes in afterwards. So then the last piece that goes on is your back, and that just slips right in. There are, I call it the tail, but it goes probably about 2 inches deep here, or on the inside, and they get screwed in 4 times on the back, and that's to keep the tail from shifting right and left when you sit in it. And then the last thing is your 12 that go from the back to the back. And the only ones that are short are the 1 1/4 inch screws that go in to the back. The rest of the chair is going to take a 2 inch. And so one thing of caution is when you're screwing in the back brace to the back of the chair, to only go 1/4 of an inch deep here, and not any further, because you run the risk of having the screw come out the back, and we don't want that. So that's pretty much how you assemble the chair. I walked you through it. Now I'm going to pause this video and take it completely apart, and then do one final walkthrough with the pieces, which, again, pretty straightforward, but I'm looking forward to heading down there, getting to meet your family, and then you, of course, and then putting this chair for you together with you and Kennedy, and it's just going to be a blast, I think. And again, thank you for the opportunity. I think this was a fun project. I always love doing custom, personalized things that mean a lot to folks. So I live for that kind of stuff. So again, I appreciate you and appreciate the business. And I'm going to pause this video and take it apart.